There really is something incredibly alluring about living off the grid, taking charge and responsibility for the things that we need in life, using the sun and the rain and harnessing the forces of nature around us. And that is exactly what an inspiring couple here in Northland, New Zealand have done, living in their off-the-grid shipping container home. Hi Anita, how are you?
Hello guys, welcome.
Lovely to meet you. G'day Pascal, how's it going?
Hey, wonderful.
This home looks absolutely fantastic, and you guys have found a really beautiful place to put it, haven't you?
We're
lucky.
very lucky, yeah.
Can you tell me first of all how you came to be on the land here and how you decided to put a shipping container here as your home?
We came from Switzerland originally, and after we moved to the UK for a woofing trip, working on organic farms, we really liked it, wanted to do the same over here in New Zealand, which has a very nice climate for growing plants. And came to Auckland, I have a job in IT, so I worked there. We stayed with different places, house sitting, and we're looking for a piece of land. Found it, and got the house built off-site, and then moved it here.
Yeah, and I guess a shipping container is just very, you've got everything you need, and it's quite a nice and secure place to be, and yeah, it's fuss-free, I'd say, so that appealed to us because we are busy enough with the land around us, so we don't have to worry about the house, which is brilliant.
You certainly are busy enough with the land, because looking around, you have done a tremendous amount of planting here, haven't you?
Yeah, it's going to be exciting when we have something, the trees are giving us back what we put in now, so. I think there's the whole self-sufficiency bit, that was really kind of something that resonated within us, that you can do things yourself and not be dependent on the ideas of a landlord or any banks that just rip you off, or even the supermarkets to some extent. Whatever happens, we're pretty safe here, and it's a great feeling, that security.
And by the looks of things, you are completely off the grid here, aren't you?
Yes, we are. Yeah, we have solar panels to give us power. We have a water connection with a water tank going up the hill, collecting rainwater. That's it.
And I have to say, I am super impressed because this has got to be the first small home that I've ever visited, which is actually charging an electric vehicle off of the solar system. How did you manage that?
It wasn't planned in the beginning. Well, we designed the solar system to last us for a long while. So the degradation of what the solar panels can give over 20 years is quite a bit. So we had to size up the solar cells. Over summer, we have just too much energy, and just made sense to switch to a car which can use that energy, so we're not wasting it when it's produced.
Absolutely. So what size solar system are you running to be able to charge the vehicle?
It's a 3.5 kilowatt system at maximum output. The car really only needs 1.7 kilowatts, so we could run it off a smaller one. Plus we can kind of balance the solar cells and the batteries if need be, so it doesn't have to shine full on to actually charge the car. It would just deplete the house batteries a bit.
Right. And then with the water system, you're collecting it here in this tank and then you're pumping it to a header tank up the top of the hill, are you?
Yeah, that's right. If it rains in the night, it can just pile up in the tank. And then whenever we got sun or enough power, we can pump it up. And then it sits there, generates its own pressure, and we can just open the tap without the pump running.
And then it's really lovely what you're doing in this area as well here by having a firewood storage and then another 20-foot shipping container to store all of your bits and bobs and act as a garage there for you.
It's just really helpful. We just put everything that we don't really need in this spare container, the storage container. And we also got lots of gardening gear, I reckon, and that's all in there, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, especially with as much land as you've got here, because you're on 10 acres, right?
That's right, yeah.
So you definitely need some things to be able to tend to a 10-acre property.
And half of it is in bush, which is good, so not too much work there. But still, yeah, all the trees and the veggie garden, a bit of work here and there.
And then your home is a 40-foot shipping container.
Yeah, it's your usual size, but we've got a high cube because we're both quite tall. That gives us a lot of extra headspace and, just makes it feel comfy and not crampy. So, yeah.
Well, the land that you're on here just looks so beautiful, and I am very interested to see what you're doing inside your home. Can we take a look, please?
Absolutely. Come on in.
All right, thank you. Oh, wow. Look at the view that you've got from here.
It's pretty cool, yeah. Bush paradise.
It certainly is. And then immediately we are now in your kitchen, and this is a fantastic size, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a normal size kitchen really, which is very important for us because we plan to do a lot of, using our own veggies and stuff that we grow and just process that to store it. Yeah, it's very comfy also for two people to work in it without being in each other's space all the time. So works really well for us, yeah.
Absolutely. And then the gas stove there as well?
Yeah, it's just a caravan oven hob combination, but it's working really well once you figure out how to deal with the gas. It actually uses astonishingly little gas, which is brilliant. And for summer, if we really have way too much energy, we also have like an electric powered oven that we just plug in. Yeah, especially when we bake the bread or do things like fruit that takes a long time in the oven. It's brilliant to just, use the free energy instead of the gas, which we have to buy in.
And then you've got the water filter there as well?
That's right, yes. Because we catch the water we have off the roof, and we've got lots of lovely native birds here in New Zealand, it can be a bit contaminated. So we've got 2 filters that filter all the water that comes into the house. I think it's a 10 micron and a 0 point something micron filter. But just for drinking water, we just put it through this Berkey element, and it's the best water you could wish for.
And then over here we have your lounge area.
Yeah, it's not huge, but it's enough for the 2 of us and the cat if we squeeze together, so...
Fair enough too. Lots of bookshelf storage there.
Yeah, it doubles as a room divider. There was the option of having a sliding door in the middle to really have 2 different rooms, but we chose to have it a bit more open, so it's easier to walk through. It also, we can use it as storage for books and electronics and what have you.
And who's the guitarist?
Well, I'm learning, starting to learn.
Very cool.
Yeah, I've got now some time in the evenings, not having to commute, and then I can, relax playing some chords.
Absolutely. So you work from home, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so that really is a perfect situation to be able to live and work here. And I'm guessing you just sit up right here at the table, do you?
That's what I do.
What an office.
Or on the sofa.
No one can complain about that, right? And then Annina, you work quite close by in town as well, don't you?
That's right, yes. It takes me about 20 minutes, careful driving with those roads. And I work 2.5 days in town. It's brilliant the rest of the time I spend on the land and do gardening and stuff.
What a great way to do it.
Very lucky.
And then what do we have through here over the other side?
Well, bedroom and bathroom. Come on through, have a look. Don't be shy.
This is really lovely. I really like the way that you've done the design in here because even though everything is open and accessible, just by placing that bookshelf there, it really has created a completely different feeling zone in this space, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's still cozy even though it's in one big space, sort of, yeah.
And then for all of your wardrobe storage, you've kept everything, again, very open, haven't you?
Yeah, there's just, no point of having doors that come into your way, and that's just the quickest, most accessible way. And it does look maybe a little bit messy, but nah, never mind.
We had to build a small wardrobe to hang our clothes as well. And then even a bit of storage underneath the bed with a rolling platform.
Fantastic. Curiously enough, I see you've got all of the firewood out there, but I don't see a fireplace in here. So what's all the wood storage for?
Well, we came across lots of trees that have been taken down for the fences, and we cut them up already. The idea is to have a pizza oven right behind you, outside. That would be a project for next summer, though.
Fair enough, too. So in that case, what are you doing for heating in here?
We have underfloor heating, so there would be one panel here and another panel in front right before the sofa.
Right, and that's enough to warm the entire home?
To keep it warm, so we have passive solar heating. We have raised the roof just in front of the container such that the winter sun still shines in to the edge of the container. That kind of heats it up during daytime, and then we can keep the temperature with the underfloor heating.
And then I'm guessing that through here we have your bathroom.
And right you are.
This bathroom is a great size, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's also got the laundry included.
Very cool. Lots of storage space in here above the laundry as well.
Yeah, it comes in handy when we have guests. They can put their toiletries there, and so always good to have a bit of extra space. It doesn't feel cramped in.
And then you've built a really good sized shower in here as well, and I like that you've got the shower dome on top as well.
It's super warm and toasty, yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got the composting toilet there as well?
That's correct, yeah. We've got a friend who's kind enough, he's a woodworker, and he's kind enough to give us all his shavings. And sometimes we also, use the chipper to make our own from the trees that are on the land. So we don't have to buy in anything. It's great.
Perfect, that's the way to do it. And then, really importantly, to complete the home, you have built on this really lovely big deck onto it as well, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. It doubles as our dance studio as well. We love to ballroom and Argentine tango dance. So it's brilliant for us to just, hop out when we feel like a bit of moving and just do it and not have to rent a space or anything.
Fantastic. I love that you're using the space for that. I mean, everybody needs a place to dance in their home, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How long have you actually been living in the house now?
It's 1.5 years, and a year since everything was connected.
Right. And how have you found adapting to life living in a shipping container?
It's luxury. We were staying in a tent before, planting trees, and coming into a house like this is a big step up in luxury. It feels so nice.
And how are you adapting to living life off the grid as well, and living by the sun and waiting for a sunny day to charge your vehicle and all of that sort of thing? What's that like?
You're much more connected to nature, as in you realize what's happening, and it's not just, oh, it's rainy outside, but it's like, thank you, it's raining, or oh no, it's raining again, we need to charge. So it's very much living in tune.
But it never feels like we have, it doesn't really feel that we're that off the grid for me. It's more like we can do anything we want. It's just we've got more freedom in a way that we can do it ourselves. We're more independent. Or even now with the water shortage, we're still okay with water because we don't use much anyway, and we have our own storage tanks. And people in town have restriction 4 or something going on, and they can't even water their gardens, which is horrible. We're really glad to be independent.
And can we talk a little bit about the cost of building this home and also the solar system, because all of the off-grid technology here, that must have been a little bit pricey.
Yeah, it was. The house, not so much. It was 115,000 New Zealand dollars plus GST, so it's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You can't get a deposit for a mortgage in Auckland for that.
That's true.
And we kind of got the whole house for it. And the off-grid systems were around 40,000 New Zealand dollars. But then that's going to spread over 20 years. And it's actually cheaper than running a power line to the property and paying like line charges.
Yeah, well, and especially that's now covering essentially the fuel cost of your vehicle as well.
Yeah.
That really, actually, you're right, over 20 years really does become quite manageable, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in for the long haul, so for us it was always, the next 20 years. We just always think long term, and then it ends up being cheapest option actually, if you think that way.
Well, I think you've got a really beautiful home here. It's such a great result, and I think you're right. This is a tremendous investment in your future. Thank you both so much for sharing it with me.
You're most welcome. Thank you for coming, Bruce.
My pleasure. Here on this land, Annina and Pascal have created something really special. This home is beautiful. Their gardens are a complete work of art, and they really are living the off-grid dream here. I am so impressed with the fact that they are even able to charge an electric vehicle here. And I think it really just goes to show, with a little bit of forward thinking, what you can truly create if you set your mind to something.